Marriages are meant to be fantastic, in the truest sense of the word. The bride wears a virginal white gown and tries to be every inch a princess. The groom, usually in a black tuxedo, is her prince. This particular prince, however, seems to prefer Ked's footwear for the happy day, and on closer inspection it looks like the bride is wearing similar footwear. Well, anyway, it's the photographer's job to capture them in dramatic settings, but these settings may be places they never even see again. Now, it's possible this couple really loves the seashore, but one has to wonder what she's doing down there in that beautiful dress so close to the salt water. Okay, this is somewhat over the top, but it is her special day. The wedding day, however, is only 24 hours long. After that comes the marriage, and writers have had lots of things to say about what happens after the wedding for many years. Perhaps some of their thoughts might pertain to you. Here's a classic that's only 2,400 years old, but is still true today. And you may feel that this writer is cynical, but there's some truth to it all the same. And unmarried couples aren't ignored either. Now, certainly some marriages and relationships withstand the storms and tempests of life, and people remain together. But as Voltaire pointed out, you see, divorce and marriage go together. Because some marriages never should have taken place, because you two may grow at different rates and directions, because you become bored with one another, because you have such a strong difference of opinion on how to raise a child, how often to have sex, how close one or both of you should remain with your family. There are just any number of reasons why a marriage runs its course well before you reach old age. Many couples don't have the strength to tackle this issue head on. By all means, if you are feeling like your marriage or relationship is ending or it's over, and you're not happy with that, try everything you can to change it. See a marriage counselor. Talk to your clergy member. Join a support group. But if it's ending or over and you're not interested in fixing it, if you really want out, then try to work out an amicable ending that doesn't hurt your spouse while they're feeling the pain of the separation. Do it before one of you does something stupid, like sleeping with your spouse's friend, because that is not necessary. Of course, that's what many people do. Something happens and it blows up, and now it's such a horrible act that one of you you have to leave. It gives you that extra oomph. If you can't do it alone, you may want to consider mediation. So if this picture captures your feelings for one another, or this is the way your together time goes, or screaming at each other is how you spend your evenings, there's a way out. It's called mediation. Now, essentially, mediation is assisted negotiation. If the two of you could decide how to divvy up your stuff, figure out if one of you needs some support to get on their feet, can agree on a workable parenting plan for the children, accept that those children need to be taken care of, and have reached a meeting of the minds on how your debts will be divided, you wouldn't need any assistance. But most people have trouble doing all those things. Having a professional mediator take you through the process makes it a lot easier. You see, the mediator's job is to help you and your soon-to-be ex-spouse or partner find your own creative solutions for the many issues that must be decided in order for you to separate from one another and return to a single adult life. Now, for most people, divorce can be handled like any other serious issue in their lives. After all, they didn't need a lawyer to decide whom to marry or live with. They did not require counseling when they decided to have children. They took care of their own finances. They chose the schools for the children. They bought the cars. They decided where to go on big vacations, and all the other things that adults do in families. I just want to assure you that you have not become an incompetent because you are divorcing. Although it may seem like that when people race to tell you you've got to have a lawyer because it is absolutely impossible for you to do this on your own. You see, in divorce mediation, the two of you make all the decisions about how the marriage will be ended. The mediator can give you legal information to help you to do that, and also can point out when each of you makes a statement that together represents a very creative way of doing something, but you both have missed it. In the end, though, it's you two are the deciders in chief. It's much less expensive to mediate a divorce than it is to hire a lawyer and go to court. And it's quicker. Sessions can be scheduled in a week or two after calling, and often completed after 2 to 3 sessions. Most importantly, it addresses all of the issues. You see, there are actually 4 separations that are going to occur. The legal separation, the one you're most familiar with, involves the dissolution of the marriage. It usually involves a parenting plan if there's children. It addresses where the children are going to live and an assignment of roles for the parent. Who's going to have what degree of responsibility? As a final little tidbit on the legal divorce, perhaps the woman wants to return to her maiden name. It's really up to her, not to the husband. A financial separation deals with the sorting of assets and debts, community property, assigning responsibilities for payments for the kids, and often the biggest issue, disposing of the marital residence. Physical separation is concerned with where the parties go once the divorce is granted, where and how they will live, how they're going to start over again, how they're going to juggle 2 households where children may be moving back and forth between them. And then, of course, there's emotional separation. That part of leaving the marriage that lawyers would avoid like the plague. It deals with the myriad of feelings that can easily have been building up inside each of you over time. Mediation actually provides a safe place to release those feelings, to say the things you've never said, to learn to identify your needs and ask for them, and to prepare you for the next chapter of your life. What are mediation's goals? Well, the main thing is to take the hurt out of the pain of divorce. We all realize that when you are leaving a life that you have led for any length of time, it hurts. There's a pain. But it can be much more painful when you start demonizing each other and trying to hurt each other. So we're trying to take that hurt out and get you through the divorce with the least degree of pain possible. We'd like to enhance your life skills. It is to say, how do you deal with conflict? We'll show you a better way. How do you negotiate? We can show you how to do that better. How do you ask for things that you want in a way that might be likely to have them occur? These are important life skills. And finally, we want to give you hope for the future, because no matter how dark it may look at the present time, the sun is going to come out again. We hope if you're in the position of needing mediation services, that you'll consider Las Vegas Mediation. Our website and phone number are in the credits.